Hey, what's up guys, it's Dolphic here. Today I'm gonna be thoroughly rating UTMM Kit games. Yeah, I'm changing up my video style a bit because I want to go quality over quantity. I want my videos to be more higher quality, and there's some topics that are that would be big projects that I would be passionate in doing. It's like right now there uh I've been sticking to the same video format, and it gets demotivating and boring and tiring. So I just want to change it up a bit. So there will be 5 categories and one bonus one. So there's going to be first impressions, creativity, design, gameplay, and balancing. And for the bonus ones, there can be stuff like is it pay to win or not, custom original soundtracks, etc., etc. And in each of the main categories, like balancing, creativity, design, gameplay, first impressions, I'll be rating it out of 10. So you can get a max of 10 points in one of the categories. And the max total is 50 points. So you can get a max of 50 points unless you get bonus. Bonus doesn't really count, but it's just a bonus. It's just a bonus. And now I'll be explaining the categories. So creativity is how creative the game is. Like, is it original? Does it use free models? Does it steal stuff from other games or UTMM games especially? And is it creative with its attacks, like its boss attacks, its weapons, its items, all that, with its UI, with its guide? So just is it creative in general? And first impressions, for first impressions, I will be viewing the game or trying to view it as a new player if I already played it before. And why this is important is because if the player just views your game and it looks trash, but in reality on the inside it's really good, then they might just leave the game because they think it's ass. So that's why first impressions matter. And then we got design. So design is how the game looks in general. Is it eye candy? Does the game look good? Just talks about appearance in general, not like the gameplay. And for the gameplay, many aspects can influence it, like creativity, design. So it's a bit tricky. So to summarize, the gameplay is basically like whether you have a good time playing the game or not, whether the game is fun. And finally, we have the balancing. So the balancing is basically if the game is balanced or not. So if the boss doesn't get a sudden difficulty spike, like a sudden increase to HP, like for example, you just fought a boss with 1 HP, and it was hella easy, and then that's what's fight is infinite HP and his insta kill attacks. That's a bad balancing. Good balancing is you progress well. So one boss has mediocre attacks, and that's kind of hard. It has 20 HP, and then the next boss is 100 HP. It gets a bit harder. That's good balancing, and especially with the items, weapons, the arms, the souls, they gotta be balanced too. You don't want them to be too high damaging, especially based on your level. It just gotta be balanced, you know. I hope you get what I'm saying. And yeah, that's all the categories other than bonus. So, let's get right into the video. Now to start off, we've got the one and only, the one who started it all, the original Undertale Monster Mania. So, I'm gonna try my best to view this as a new player, back from the dead. In my opinion, it doesn't have the same charm anymore, but yeah, so first impressions, it looks pretty good, aside from that image. Yeah, and now onto the creativity. Yeah, the creativity in this game is pretty fucking good, I'm not gonna lie. I love the creativity, I love the bosses. And then for the design, yeah, the design's pretty good, it looks decent. Everything is decent in general. Some parts are eye candy, some parts are not eye candy. I'll show some examples on the screen. And for the balancing, this game is pretty balanced. The endgame weapons and armors and souls are pretty balanced, I'm not gonna lie. How are the bosses? Some bosses are a bit unbalanced, but that's about it. So the balancing it's pretty good, compared to many other UTMM Kit games. The bouncing is very good. And for the gameplay, it feels really good. The gameplay feels really good, except for the fact that it's very, very, very grindy. Because like Rancer Soul costs 1 billion gold. That takes like, I don't know, well over, it takes days to get. It takes a lot of time to get, is what I'm saying. Yeah, the game is very grindy, and I'm pretty sure many players forgot how grindy it is. It's just that this game had a certain charm to it back then, and now that it's back from the dead, I don't think that it'll ever be the same. I think it'll have that charm again. But yeah. And for bonus, is the game pay to win? Not really. If I remember correctly, I think there's like this sphere game pass for like this scythe thing, but aside from that, I don't think it's really that pay to win. I could be wrong about the game pass thing, but yeah, I'm not gonna do a lot of research on this one. Next up, we have UUG, also known as Untitled Undertale Monster Mania game or Untitled UTMM game. So, unlike the other UTMM Kit games I'm covering on this list, I actually have in-depth knowledge on this one, as you all probably know. So, I'll also try to view this as a new player. So, first impressions, the game looks okay, it looks meh, so. So for the actual creativity, well, the lobby looks okay. I mean, it doesn't look that good, but like the fights, some fights are really bad, to be honest. But some fights are pretty good. The weapons are definitely creative. Like the items, they do stuff like no other UTMM kit has done before. Like, for example, like I guess a Requiem Stone, or no, I don't think that's a good example. Or like, you know, there's like Fire Breath, there's like these souls, there's Golem Core, like all these I'll just show examples on screen. Like it's done stuff that no other UTM kit has done. So yes, in some parts it is pretty creative, but it lacks in some areas, like such as design. So like for design, like it doesn't, like for the lobby, yeah, it does not look very good in my opinion. Like, to be honest, like if I was like a new player, like I wouldn't think this game is as good as is as good. How do I explain this? Like, is actually good. I just think it's just like one of those random UTMM kit games that are like not a lot of effort, which it really isn't. But the design for the bosses, yeah, the bosses are pretty nice, and like the models, like yeah, some areas look pretty good. Just some areas are pretty well designed. They're designed by Nova, and I'm pretty sure because the lobby wasn't designed by Nova. I don't think it was. That's why it doesn't look very good. Maybe, I don't know. I don't know a lot about that part. But yeah, so like Nighttime City, there's the Ugly Realm. Yeah, those areas looked pretty good. They're pretty well designed. For the gameplay, well, the grind, it's much better than or Undertale Monster Mania. It is much better. Like, it's not as grindy. Like for one reset, if you're just starting off, it takes like at least an hour. It can take like an hour up to 5 hours, depending on how good you are and if you're doing it all in one sitting. But yeah, so the gameplay is pretty good. There's like many secret bosses that you can find, and then they all require, some of them require some special requirements, and they're like, so, yeah, most of them are the same. So like, I guess it's not that creative in that aspect, but playing this game, like the gameplay itself, like playing this game certainly is fun. Like once you start getting into like mid game or late game, yeah, it is definitely fun, because you start encountering like these really cool bosses, and this game has really cool events, and they are pretty creative. And as for the bouncing, I'm not really sure. Like, it's kind of so-so. I mean, like, when events are released, like the items are really good. They tend to be really good, and then ZB just nerfs them to oblivion, and then they just get buffs, nerfs, and then next event it repeats the cycle. And usually event items are the meta. I'm not saying that's bad, but it's discouraging to players that like don't have event items, or you get the gist. And some items are like much more overpowered than others. Like for example, there's the Hollowed Soul. This regens force fields that has 5 force fields that regen. So like when you get hit, like you're literally invincible for a few seconds, and then each spade takes away one, and you can regen those. Like that's pretty overpowered. So yeah, and I don't really know how to introduce a fix to that. So I mean, it is what it is. The balancing, I guess, as a meh. For bonuses, yeah, the game has some custom soundtracks, so you get bonus points for that. And it is yeah, sort of pay to win, but it's only for early game. But it's still pay to win, so I can't give bonus points for that. And for other categories in bonus, no, not anything really. But yeah. Third on the list, we've got Undertale Awakened Era. Now, like most of the other games on this list, I've also played this game before and I grinded it quite a bit. This game is currently in its April Fool's event, so I'm not sure if it's gonna have like a like joke satire lobby. So if it does, I'm not gonna give points off for that. I'll just show you the original lobby on the screen. So first impressions, it has it had an introduction, so that's pretty cool. Has skip button for convenience.
You've been rickrolled.
Yeah, that's not gonna factor into the actual verdict because it's in its April Fool's event. So if you actually judge this April Fool's event, it's not bad so far as a joke event. I don't know what I'm saying. Anyway, we go in now. Has its own title menu thing. Has its own loading. So first impressions, it looks very good actually. But I'm pretty sure like this game lags a lot if you don't have a good device, so will I deduct points for that? I'm not sure yet. Maybe a little bit, just slightly. Alright, now we're in the actual game now. So still in first impressions, it looks so good. Like the game has sprint, it has dash. That's pretty cool, but you can get stuck easily. But that's alright. First impressions, okay. Let me go out. Pretty well designed. Is pretty creative. This is also creative. This I don't know, this battle. I don't know what to call it. This battle guide. Yeah, this is very creative. It completely redesigned the guide. That's pretty cool. Menu. Yes, these are creative. I'm pretty sure these are custom images, custom sprites. So more points for that. Still not done with the first impressions. I just fell out the map, so I might deduct a little points for that. It also has a custom death, so when you die, a cutscene plays, but you can skip it. I just did right there. Alright, so we're actually in the overworld now. Yeah, this game looks very good. As you can see, the map just looks pretty lively. I don't know what happened to the music. I think it's because the game got hit with like the Roblox audio thing, where Roblox deleted a lot of the copyrighted audio. It used to be like a lot more lively. I'll show footage on the screen to show how lively it was. But yeah, first impressions, it's very very good, bro. It even has save points, bro. Meaning when you respawn, you'll respawn there. So creativity, yeah, this game is pretty creative. Like if you just look at the game, it looks hella good. And the fights themselves, I mean, they're okay. They're creative. They got custom tasks, which like not many UTMM Kit games do. Like most like your average UTMM Kit game would just like it just have like gaster blasters and or it just be literally just a dummy and that's it and stuff like that. But this game, it has like moving blasters and stuff. It has like different mechanics. It has like it's like sprint and dash and for weapons, the items are pretty creative. You know, it has guns, but like not in the way you think. Like they have like I don't know how to describe it. They're just different. And the souls are pretty creative too. Like for example, like the gold soul or red guy soul. I don't know if that's still in the game. I didn't. I don't. I think it got deleted, but I didn't get it again unless it's not in the game anymore. Like okay, for gold soul, there's like there's many abilities. Like you can legit turn into the boss you got the soul from. You can like summon these dummy things. Like it's just pretty cool. It's like everything is pretty creative actually. Also, this game has collab with other UTMM Kit games such as UUG, but the other games that I collabed with are not very good, so I'm not sure if I should deduct points for that. Because like the collab bosses just gave the stuff from the respective games, and they're pretty bad and they're not that creative. I'm not really gonna deduct points for that because like it's a collab. But yeah. Also, the game has pets. Also, wait, I forgot. This game also has double jump. Don't forget that. Those are pretty cool mechanics. So for creativity, yeah, the game is pretty creative. And for design, yeah, the design looks hella good, dude. It's very good, like no question. I don't think I even have to explain it. Yeah, design is good. And for gameplay, this game plays really well. It feels very lively. Also, in this game, you can actually spare bosses, but I'm pretty sure there's a new feature. If you go genocide, then I'm pretty sure, or get like more resets. I don't know what activates it. I forgot. Then like the town will play the "But Nobody Came" music from Undertale, so that's pretty cool. It just makes the game feel more alive, you know. So the game plays really well. Like the bosses, some of the bosses can be pretty tedious. I'll give you that. Like for example, Funny Man. Some bosses requires like some RNG, such as Funny Man. Now, are most bosses skill based? Like, I mean, I guess. However, there's like, for example, there's bosses like Headless Horseman or like, um, yeah, yeah. So for the gameplay, I'd say it's pretty good aside from some outliers. So yeah, and then finally for the balancing, I mean, yes, the balancing it's decent for the most part. I mean, the armors can get up to like 60,000, and that's pretty high. So I don't know how to feel about that. But these 60,000 HP armors basically become required for most bosses in later game. Yeah, but there's some bosses that like without these armors you literally cannot do them because like of the RNG attacks. Like, funny man. Yeah. So wait. So like for balancing and Headless Horseman situation, you already know. Yeah, the balancing is okay. Also, there's fun values, so like I think every time you reset or every time you join the game, I forgot how it works. It's like the original Undertale game. So basically, if it's at a certain value, I think you might be able to access only certain bosses that require that fun value. And if you don't have that fun value, then you can't access those certain bosses. So that's pretty cool. Yeah, so basically, unlike most UTMM Kit games, it actually uses a lot of the shit from the original Undertale game. Yes, I'm literally talking about Undertale, not UTMM Kit games. I'm talking about Undertale, okay? And one more thing that I think is worth mentioning is there's leaderboards, so that's pretty cool. You don't see those a lot in UTMM Kit games. And for bonuses, is the game pay to win? No, it isn't. From what I can recollect so far, I don't think it's pay to win. Only thing that might be pay to win is if you're like a decent content creator and you make videos on the game, then you can get a content creator sub. But nah, that's not really pay to win. I guess you just earned that. You just earned that. I think that's fair. That leads us to another bonus category, which is content creator stuff. Totally not because I'm a content creator and I got the stuff in the game. Yeah, totally. I'm totally not being biased, guys. Yeah. Content creator stuff. Yeah, you get bonus point for that. And custom original soundtracks. I'm not sure if the game does have those. I'm gonna do some research on it after I record my voices for this. If there ends up being any, then I'll just add it to the bonus section, so you'll see it there. But yeah, on to the final verdict. Finally, we got Small's Monster Mania. So first impressions, well, it looks pretty good, but there are some improvements that can be made. But so far, yeah, it does look pretty good. I like the design. Pretty cool lobby. There's actually an old lobby that is more memorable to OG players, but that's not gonna counter in or factor in to the final score. Also, this game has callout with Undertale Awakened Era, just like UUG. Now, as for creativity, sure, the lobby looks nice, and some areas look pretty good too. But as for the actual items, the weapons, the souls, the armors, to be honest, they're really not that creative. I'm just gonna be brutally honest right there. Yeah, so there are some areas where it can be creative, but it's really not that much. Well, for example, like every time you respawn, you have a chance of going to a secret zone, and there's probably some other things that are that creative, but I can't really. The game just it's meh in creativity. Now for the design, yeah, the design's pretty good. Old lobby design wasn't good, but new lobby, it's pretty good. However, for the arenas and boss fights, they're not that good, and the attacks, they're not that good. Because this game reuses lots of the attacks from previous bosses, especially when you're at endgame. Also, just like Awakened Era, this game has a custom UI, so that's pretty cool. It even has a search bar, which many people who play UTMM games want, so they're probably gonna get more points for that. And yeah, there's really not much else to say about the design. Now for gameplay, the gameplay progress can be pretty slow at times because many bosses require many true resets, and true resets they can be painful to get. They're pretty grindy. Definitely not UTMM grindy though. No, because UTMM true resets those took way too long to get. I don't think I had to explain it. If you played UTMM, you know how grindy it is. I don't have to explain it at all. Alright, where was I? The gameplay. Okay, so for example, there's like this horde of zombies that you can fight at like 50 true resets or something. I forgot the actual requirement. It's at least 10 true resets. I know that for sure. But like the fight itself, it can easily crash you and the server. It is an end game boss. But for early game, the gameplay it's mid. I'll just say the gameplay is mid for everything. Finally, we've got balancing. The balancing in this game, I mean, it's meh. It's mid, just like the others. I mean, there's like some bosses have like 90 plus 29 or something like that. Like it goes over like the trillions, the billions and stuff. Like I don't know how to feel about that. And as for the items, like the weapons, items, souls, and stuff, they're not that balanced. Like some are like way more OP than others. Like maybe Hollow Head or I don't know, Crazed Bahamut sword or Crazed Cat sword. I forgot the name. And some of the items are really weak. That by the time you get them, they're basically useless. So, yeah, the balancing is it's meh. Well, as for the bosses, I don't really know what to say about them. Because many of them reuse their attacks from previous bosses. They're just like really, really buffed and a lot more attack rate, I guess. But in the end game bosses, if you just touch one thing, you'll probably die instantly. However, there's like many revive souls in the game. Like I'll just say the balancing is mid. I don't really know how to explain it. Yeah, let's just get on to the final results. I'm sorry, Smalls Monster Mania, but you are mid. And that wraps up this video. If you made it this far into the video, I commend you. Thank you for watching. The UG Iceberg Part 2 will be out hopefully soon, but last time I said that, it's still not here, so please be patient with me. I'd really appreciate it if you could hit that like and subscribe button to support me. If you want to see more of this type of video, then maybe if this video hits like, I don't know, 100 likes, then maybe I'll release another one. Well, that's all. Goodbye. See ya.